This is a full scooter ride home from work. I am voicing over on this because I always feel weird and awkward if I'm talking to the camera when I'm around other people. They probably think I'm weird, so anyway, voiceover, yeah. So leaving the office right now. In this section, I do take the sidewalk, but not for very long. And I only do that because the traffic is a little... like, this road isn't bad. I could probably ride on this road, but once we get to the next intersection, the traffic gets pretty bad. I also always go very slow if I'm on the sidewalk. So I'm not... I usually have it on level 1, so I can't go faster than... I think it's 8 or 9 miles an hour. So you can hear me trying to keep the speed pretty low. It's kind of hard on this scooter because the motors are pretty powerful and the thumb throttle is super sensitive. So the second you touch it, it goes. Which so it kind of sounds like I'm giving it gas and then letting off the gas, but that's just because I can't easily go at a slower speed. And here's where the traffic gets bad, and this is why I use the sidewalk right here. This is just a weird intersection of different one-ways and going different directions. This is a somewhat new section that they built. It's kind of nice. It's got little benches. You can go down below and look at the river. The river's right there on the left-hand side, and the dam is right there. You can also go down below, which is Huntington Park, but that's a walking, not a riding trail. Lots of stairs because it goes down pretty far. And there's the old Washington Water Power building on the left-hand side right there with the green letters on the top. Now we're about to go through Riverfront Park. I like to take this back trail instead of going right out front because it's a lot less busy. There's a ton of people if you take the road back there. It's just so many people, and it's hard for me to get around. So back here, just less people. So that's nice. There's the pavilion. You can see that straight up ahead. And if you don't know, that pavilion is from Expo 74 when it was in Spokane. It used to have a small, like, theme park. I don't want to say theme park, but it had little roller coasters for kids underneath, and it was really dark. They had a ice skating rink in there, but they just revamped it, and it is really cool. And they have concerts in there. It's almost like an amphitheater. But I see some people sometimes down there skating or rollerblading, which looks really fun. So I was thinking about doing that, but you can walk up there on top also. So once again, going really slow through here. When there's people walking around, you just never know, especially kids, because I did almost hit a kid once, and I was not going fast at all. But you know, they just dart out there. Yeah, just going through the park here. At the moment, I'm not taking the Centennial Trail because they closed off one of the footbridges. I think they're redoing it.
Oh, thank you.
Here's the bridge. I'm crossing to the other side because the Centennial Trail is... anyway, because that other bridge is closed. So there is a path on this side of the river also. I love the look of this cobblestone, but man, it's terrible to ride on. Actually, it wouldn't be bad if there weren't all these roots and bumps underneath. You can't see it. Maybe you can see it in the video. There's a lot of tree roots under there, and it's like going over a dirt road with a bunch of holes. Yeah, it's weird. Here, I missed this a lot when I first started taking this route. I would go straight and then say, oh, I missed the turn off to go under the bridge, and I'd have to turn back around. So you can barely see it there until after you've already passed it. There's these guys that are always sitting under here, and they usually wave at me. I don't think they were here today. Oh, yep, there they were on the right-hand side. They usually wave and say hi to me. Also, I wish this little wooden bridge part was a little bit wider. It's hard to get two bikes or two scooters going opposite directions through there at the same time. And it's a little too long. You can't really see somebody at the other end. So, yeah. This path is also very skinny. I would love to see it be a little bit wider. I don't know what these are. I think it's just a bunch of hotels over here. I don't really know, honestly. Or maybe they're apartments. I don't know. The river is always looking beautiful, though. Now this is where I think we're now on the Gonzaga Campus. You'll see that pretty soon. Also a bunch of tree roots down here. Really, really hard to ride on. Okay, I think this is part of the Gonzaga Campus. Not really sure what that building is for. I guess that sign probably said, but I've never actually stopped to read it. A lot of people were swimming in the river right here because it was really hot that day. I think it was 90 something. So right up there on the right, you can see the bridge that they closed off. guess you can't see it anymore. Anyway, so
All this more.
yeah, that's the bridge they've closed down, and they're doing construction on it. And here, apparently nobody
No, you're good. We're all over the place.
nobody wants to ride single file. They want to ride all the way, all next to each other. This is a temporary path because they're working on that footbridge, so everybody's going this way instead of going across. This is across to the other side on the Centennial Trail. So I just usually full out in this parking lot after I pass by this section. No, not this one. The next one where there's cars driving back and forth. I always slow down right here because I don't want to get hit. And then I usually go full out. So this scooter does about 28, but that's on a really super full battery, so I would say 25. There is a trail to my right, but it's got a lot of bumps, and I'd rather just be in the parking lot. Now I'm going to get back on the trail because it goes over the street. So this is now the Centennial Trail. I wish they had a trail right there. You see, a lot of people must be riding through there. But it's got a curb on both sides, and I can't get up and down it with the scooter. But if you keep going to the left here, it continues to the Centennial Trail continues on the left there and goes right by the river. This, I don't know what they call this trail, but this old they call this the Iron Bridge, and it used to be a train bridge. So this is one of those rails to trails. So this is the Iron Bridge. I love this bridge. I think it's great that they're doing the rails to trails. I mean, you could ride bikes places that you normally wouldn't be able to. And there's just construction everywhere right now. It's summer. That's how you know it's summer. I'd go up right here normally, because then I don't have to deal with the sidewalk and getting off the sidewalk, because I don't want to be on the sidewalk, but they have it closed off all of a sudden. So I'm kind of stuck on the sidewalk until I find a spot, like a driveway. I mean, I could go off the curb, but sometimes the bottom of the scooter scrapes because it's a little bit low. It's not really meant for jumping off curbs. So here's another bridge they're working on, but this is a car bridge, not a footbridge, on the right hand side. So this is probably the only section where I have to be on the road for a significant amount of time, and it's not super busy, but this roundabout can get a little sketchy. Sometimes people don't stop for me. And you know these bike trails are not big enough for anything. Like, my scooter's not big, and I feel like I can barely fit in there. And there's so many huge rocks in there. I'm telling you, if you hit one of those, you would go down. So I'm full out on the road. I could, like I said, 25. Which is close to what the cars are doing. They're probably doing 30. And now I'm getting back into the road because I do have to turn left up here. So we're going to meet back up with the Ben Burr Trail, which technically I think they're doing construction on it. And what I'm hoping is that it will connect with the Centennial Trail. I feel like that might be their plan since they're working on the other footbridge. Yeah, there's some homeless camps right around in here. They've never bothered me, so. There was a fire under this one recently. The fire truck was here. Looks like people moved back in though. But this was a big one. They had campfires all the time. That's probably what happened. One of their campfires got a little out of control. So back onto the Ben Burr Trail, right here. And this trail will take me almost all the way back home. So this is a little out of the way. I could do a straight shot to work if I took the roads, but I don't like riding on the roads with the cars, so my goal was to spend as little time on the road with the cars as I could. And really, it takes me about 25 minutes, 30 minutes to get home or to get to work, which is very similar to when I drive my car. Since I don't have to stop any stoplights and there's not any traffic when I'm on my scooter, I think it's about the same amount of time. I hardly ever hit that crossing button because it just makes people stop for so long. It really doesn't take me that long to get across the crosswalk. And same with this one. If it's really busy, I'll hit the button, but I usually don't. It just feels like a waste for them to stop for that long. It takes me no time to get across. And now we're in Liberty Park. I've done a lot of videos on Liberty Park. Used to be one of the biggest parks in Spokane, but they sold, I want to say, like 80% of it to the Department of Transportation to build the I-90 freeway. The Ben Burr Trail is my favorite. I love going through here. I've done videos on the Ben Burr Trail also. It used to be a railway line, a passenger railway line. I was going pretty fast through here because I didn't see any people, so. And here's the bridge. I love this bridge too, but let me tell you, riding over it on the scooter makes me feel like my eyeballs are gonna fall out of my head. They vibrate so much. And now we're getting off. This is our stop. It continues to go on, and I could take it to the end, but the road once I take it to the end, the road going up is a lot steeper. This road is very steep. You can't really tell from the video, but it's very steep. This is the South Hill, and it's just lots of hills, lots of steep hills. And this is the reason why I got a dual motor scooter, so that I could go up these hills without bogging down. Alright, we made it up that little bit. And this hill is also very steep, steeper than the other one. Luckily the scooter can handle it. It doesn't even really slow down. So I can, well, I mean, it slows down a little. I could probably get 23 instead of 25 going up this hill. Which is amazing, because I'm not kidding, this hill is steep. Walking up this hill makes me tired. And this is pretty much the end of it. We're almost there. Pretty nice ride when it's sunny, when the weather is nice. It's a pretty nice ride. Maybe I'll try it in the snow this winter. Or not. Alright, hope you enjoyed it.